binoculars, and what do I see? Jersey Devil, Chupacabra, half a dozen Yeti. But no matter, baby, what I do, I can't seem to find you.
Alright, welcome to the first episode of Featured Creatures. I'm Garrett, this is
Alan.
And that is...
I am Alex.
Today we're going to talk about the Hopkinsville Kelly Goblins
Incident.
The one time it happened. But first, let's talk about some weird stuff I read in the news. Quote-unquote news. Have you guys seen the videos of the video and picture of that weird dog monster killing dogs in Argentina?
Whoa,
Yeah.
what?
It looks like the werewolves from Harry Potter. It's just a lanky, shaved, like dog monster.
What?
Yeah.
And there's a video of
I
this.
think... I
At
just
least the
saw the
photo.
picture. I think the video is just the picture just moving around.
Yeah.
And them talking about it.
What?
There's a picture of it that looks like fucking Lupus from Harry Potter, the movie.
Is this a cultural thing, or is this like all of a sudden?
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
It's killed 2 dogs, and that's kind of the whole deal.
Okay, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
So like that's the news story. There's like
Yeah.
there's a large dog killing at like regular sized
It
dogs.
looks monstrous.
A slightly buffer whippet.
Interesting. Oh God, the stuff of nightmares. Has this been substantiated? Like, does it
No.
does it look real at all? Because I haven't seen
It
this. I'm gonna
looks
pull up a picture
exactly like the werewolf in the third Harry
later. I
Potter
just
movie.
found some of the pre-rendered CG that they were in there. I guess I don't. But that's at least believable.
But while I was looking for more information on it, I found another news story. It was just a video of the name of the video was like mysterious creature leaves unaware police officer, and it's a bunch of cops like pointing guns into a car, and then like a rat runs out of the pant leg of one of the cops, and people are like, "This cop is like it's it's a rat." Like, it's no mysterious monster. It's a rat.
Is this a Ratatouille thing where he's making this cop commit crimes?
But it runs out of his leg though.
It looks like it's running out of, like, it looks like it misforms out of him, but it's, like, dash cam footage and it's real pixelated. My guess is it runs out of the leg of the cop's, like, pants.
I mean, why would it be there? Because my first thought is that cop is a rat king. That's my first thought.
Oh, I wish.
How fun would that
I
be?
wish. Yeah.
That's the real plot of They Live. All police are rat kings.
They're all rat kings.
Just make a new one.
Yeah,
How scary would
rats.
that be, though? You just like kill one, and they just rats scatter.
And then you become the
Spooky.
new skeletal
And then
structure for the rat king.
because that's how that would have to work. Yeah, you become the new host of the Rat King.
Yeah, it sucks that the Rat King is just a bunch of rats tangled together and not just a freaking hive mind of man rats.
Can you imagine though? That'd be scary. They say rats can chew through a steel pipe. Like I wouldn't want to. I would be terrified of dealing with an army, a legion of similar creatures.
Yeah.
There was a really good late Giallo film myself. I don't remember what it was, but they at the end they just have guinea pigs painted to look like rats because it's cheaper. But yeah, it's apocalyptic rat nightmare, and I gotta find out what it is and mention it later.
You saying that just makes me imagine what if rats screamed like guinea pigs.
Oh god. Wow, I'm suddenly really glad rats don't really make much noise. Actually,
Yeah, just
aside
cheep,
from
cheep,
the
instead of
yeah.
like.
Yeah, the guinea pig squeaking. Can you imagine not a rat king, but a guinea pig king, or worse yet, capybara king?
Capybara's already king.
But I mean, like, how big would that be? That'd be so. I mean, it would be worse because they don't really have much tail to speak of. But I mean,
Oh, this is painful.
it just like
One
just rolling down the
tangle.
street, Indiana Jones boulder style.
I could imagine it like capybara in the jungle rolls into some tar and bumps into another one and just like a little more tarred up capybara.
I mean, I feel like that's even more dangerous because the capybara is like super aquatic. So we could just like you could, like try to run across a bridge like I'm safe now from the capybara apocalypse and just wagon wheels across and you're out of luck.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You're out of luck. Beaver King, any rodent basically stuck together by the tail is just suddenly very interesting to me.
Just a possum king, not a rodent. would, but still.
Wow. No, that would be, because possums look scary anyway.
Wow, they're adorable.
I mean, like...
I want that possum hat from the Goofy movie so bad.
You and me both.
Like, it has been my dream since I was 7 to get that hat.
I actually had a close encounter with a possum. I mean, it was only a baby, but my brothers found a possum outside and decided that it was a good idea to put it in my bathroom and not tell me. And I was just in there, doing what you do in the bathroom, and it, like, all of a sudden, small possum, and it just scared the hell right out of me.
I've tried a lot to catch possums. I'm not a threat enough to them for them to play dead, for me to just walk up and pick them up. Like, I've chased after possums. I'm like, I want you as a pet.
Oh,
but
my God.
Never have they just died, like, played dead.
They look cool, but they look like they would be uncomfortable to hold.
Yeah.
No, I totally got to pet one once.
Really?
Yeah, its tail is just a nice sandpapery mess.
Is the hair wiry?
No, it was pretty okay.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't soft, but I guess it's like a rat.
It's just a big rat.
But no, I mean, they carry their babies all marsupially, and
Oh, yeah.
if you shine a light it just right, it is this glowing mass
Yeah,
of eyes. So we already have the possum
Actually,
king.
that's true. Yeah, we do already
Yeah.
have the possum king.
You're right.
And actually not that scary, so
Yeah.
I guess I take back what I said.
I would just like it.
Well, there's not really any
Make it a
interesting news
hat.
that I could find other than that. So, I guess let's get started on this Goblin.
Okay.
Let's start off with the description of it. It's like about 3 feet tall. It's got thin, atrophied legs and arms from the descriptions that the family gave. And it's either silver or wearing a metallic clothing. Or both.
Interesting.
So, for the story of it, on Sunday, August 21st, 1955, on the Sutton Farm in Kelly, Kentucky, the widow matriarch, Glennie Lankford, 50 years old, her children, Lonnie, 12, Charlton has an H in it, 10, Mary, 7, her 2 sons from previous marriages, Elmer Lucky Sutton, 25, and John Charlie J.C. Sutton, 21, their wives, Vera, 29, and Eileen, 27. Aileen's brother, O.P. Baker, 30s is what the book said. Like, he, question mark, 30s.
They weren't quite sure.
And also a couple from Pennsylvania, Billy Ray Taylor, 21, and Jamie Taylor, 18. It's in this family farm. And
Someone were carnies, right?
Yeah, no.
I thought so.
The book didn't mention their profession, but I think they're just visiting. There's a theory that it's just an escape. We'll get there.
Yeah.
But, like, I like these nicknames. We're like, John Charlie, J.C. Sutton.
What was the first one? Lucky?
Elmer,
Lucky Sutton?
Lucky Sutton. And I like it's the family and just a random couple.
So how many people? There's 7 people, if I counted correctly?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, wow, I was way...
11, because of Aileen's brother also.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But, like, 9 if you don't count the 10 and the 12, the 10, and the 7-year-old, so 8.
Okay, because that's what I was going to say, that I was curious about the age of the people, how young some of the people that reported the sighting were.
I don't think the children reported anything, but here, let's get on to the incident. At about 7 o'clock, Billy Ray was getting water from a well. He saw a light streak across the sky and disappear behind the tree line. And then he, called an Air Force base or the police or something to report a UFO.
Okay.
And, was basically laughed at.
I wonder why.
And then, about an hour after Billy Ray reported the sighting, a barking dog attracted him and Lucky outside. Upon seeing a creature, they went back inside to grab a .22 rifle and a shotgun. And they see an unidentified thing and they're like, let's get the guns.
Don't ask questions, I guess.
I mean, they're living in the woods. It makes sense.
You don't mess around.
Thus beginning a series of encounters over the next 3 hours. The creatures impervious to bullets. The creatures are either impervious to bullets or everyone missed. Everyone didn't hit anything.
They claim they heard a metallic blast.
Yeah.
But that will be
They
revealed.
claim
later.
they claim that I hit it square on. I just kept floating at me.
Floating.
Yeah, they got atrophied legs. They don't walk.
What? See, that's actually something I've never heard. Because when you said atrophied, I thought, well, I mean, do they just mean they're skinny or like they don't work? Because then like
They mean skinny, but like, because they do climb onto the freaking netting, the screen. The
well, see,
window.
exactly. Yeah,
What
they
is that
climb the
called?
windowsill.
No,
or the
sill is what you can set
well,
stuff
yeah.
on. What's the net part called?
a screen, a window screen.
Yes.
Chicken wire. I don't know. They're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
What year is this? Well, you said Air Force, so
It's
it's got to be
1955.
yeah.
So, no creatures were killed. They got shot a lot, apparently, or everyone missed. During a lull in the battle, everyone got into the 2 cars and went to Hopkinsville, about 8 miles south, and told the cops. The cops went there and found nothing except for bullet holes in windows.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, I mean, okay, so I at least like that. I mean, if it wasn't completely staged, they were at least firing something.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other like stuff I kind of left out about like the creatures getting in the hair of one of the women.
It was
Like, just-
when did that happen?
In the 3-hour battle.
So was she outside?
Yeah, because they didn't get in the house.
She's like a child during the French Revolution
The
outside,
kids
picking
like
up cement shells.
during the whole thing, the kids
Like
were hiding
reload.
behind a couch.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Can
and
you imagine
like, they
how
clung
scary
onto
that
the
must be?
windows and like were on the. They heard stuff on the roof. They say there was a lot of them, but there was never like more than one.
That they
sighted
like
at a
saw.
time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it was just a. I don't know. It's just a weird event.
But they went and talked to the police, didn't they? File like fairly legitimate reports on this
the
stuff.
cops say like these people like look scared and like they definitely believe what they saw. They're not like amazing actors living in the woods.
Presumably,
They're like real people who saw something and are legit afraid.
Interesting.
Like.
So what, did they report how big these things were? Because that's
3 feet.
Yeah.
3 feet. I see.
3 feet tall.
Okay.
Pointy ears and atrophied legs.
So I mean, but that could I don't want to say
Well, that's
that
got
could
them
be
needle
anything.
teeth.
Needle teeth.
They got needle-like teeth, which to me is scarier than just big old teeth.
I guess I could have to agree with that. Yeah.
Rows of needle teeth.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a scary feature. But that could also be like some kind of breathing apparatus. You see a lot of spokes or something might look like.
There was a
Baleen.
bunch of people say there's it's just baleen.
That's how they feed. They
Filter feed through the air.
Yeah.
It makes sense. That's how life would
They
develop
eat
on other
pollen.
planets. Interesting. Through the air. You have to eat so
I
much.
mean, it would filter the pollen out. I guess they just eat air. The baleen would filter everything else out.
Well, they take big old chomps and they just
They just like,
exhale. Because that's how baleen works. You just
Yeah.
scoop and, whoosh.
oh, it's
Strain
that
it through
mouthful of fingernail material.
Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Just thick hair for teeth.
Interesting.
Someone's dream.
It-
Don't knock it.
Not mine.
Not mine, but someone out there.
So there are some explanations, and one of them was it's owls.
Yeah.
See, because that's my first thought.
It's owls.
Great horned owl.
Yeah, because the great horned owl is super territorial.
Yeah.
But why would they've lived there for a long time? Why would
Like,
it
why all
just
of a sudden?
attack? And the other one that I love, and I wish it was true, but there's actually a lot of evidence saying like no, it wasn't. Escaped monkeys from a circus.
Well, see, that's almost always my go-to with these kinds of
Like,
things.
no circus in like a huge radius reported missing monkeys, or even were there.
I mean, well, maybe from the Air Force, because I mean that as nuts as it sounds.
We can get to Air Force experimenting on monkeys when we talk about the chupacabra.
I guess that's fair, but I mean, I don't know. This was the 50s, you know. The space race was going on. Escaped a shaved chimp in some manner of flight suit. I could see that.
Yeah.
Air Force shows up real quick to scoop up the bodies.
But the Air Force laughs them off and doesn't even come. The cops show up.
I mean,
when they
officially.
drive there.
Officially.
So you think the Air Force showed up when they all left to go get the cops?
Well,
They're
I
like,
mean-
oh, those guys, that entire family and a random couple are gone.
I mean, maybe. Crazier, more stupid things have been covered up just because they're embarrassing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at the time it might have been like, well, it's not even really like an issue. It's not actually dangerous, but an issue of, we don't want the Russians to find out. I could see it.
Yeah, I can get that.
There's also that long history of just disinformation. Like, cows are mutilated and just dumped in fields.
Exactly.
But I'd also think they'd know what monkeys looked like.
Well, see, that's kind of the only thing that I really feel like kind of.
I
gets
can
that
get
out there.
owls because Hopkinsville Goblin. I can see a great horned owl kind of looking like that.
It's dark.
Especially
It's the
if
50s.
it doesn't stop moving.
Yeah.
But like a monkey 3 feet tall wouldn't have the width.
Presumably not, but I mean, if it's like a regular chimp, like hunched over, it'd be like about that big.
Oh, they'd all be dead.
Yeah.
If it was a chimp,
Yeah,
they'd all be dead.
Well, I mean, but unless
There'd be no survivors of the Sutton family.
I mean,
No
unless
faces on those skulls.
The 3 kids, they're just faceless. No one has a dick
well,
anymore.
but we also don't know what the condition is,
Enough
because
to survive getting shot.
presumably.
And to climb onto hair and windows.
I mean, what if it's
And rip
both? Though? What if
everyone's
it's
dick
what
off.
if it's escaped Air Force chimp, and that's why the great horned owl is going nuts because you have an
It's
invader.
both.
See, exactly. You have the invader and you have the sort of confabulated report. That's why you have noise on the roof, but you only
So
ever see the
the-
one.
The owl is protecting the family from the chimp. So when it's attacking her head, it's really telling her, get back in the house.
You're like, what are you doing out here?
I'm
Get
a
back here."
guardian. I'm one of the owls of Bahoo.
Well, I mean, maybe it just thought she was another one of this, invader. You have a chimp that
Maybe.
sets up camp in the woods. Owl's trying to shoo it off, and somehow the owl does better against a chimp than, generally speaking, other chimps do. And when they finally shoot it and it dies or wanders off and bleeds to death, the owl thinks it's another one and tries to scare it off too. I could see that. I mean, as insane as that sounds, I could see that.
So the third explanation sounds like the most believable. And the newspaper article that it came from was beautifully written.
Very eloquent.
The monsters, quote, came in a bottle, or came in a container. Everyone was drunk.
I see.
Yeah.
They weren't. They were all, good Christians that didn't drink, and, the cops didn't report any alcohol smells, or, there was no containers.
Interesting.
They were just...
No sign of it. No, because that was my second thought was, backwoods people. I mean, I assume backwoods. They were probably.
They live 8 miles south of the town.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not
okay.
that far
Yeah.
away, especially in the 50s.
My thought would be friends visiting from out of town. You have a few drinks. I could see that. I could see children not knowing exactly what an owl is, and drunk friends thinking an owl is space aliens.
Yeah.
Are there any other more supernatural explanations?
A lot of people think that they are aliens. That the thing he reported to the Air Force an hour before the attack was that their UFO crashing.
Yeah.
And that they are being attacked by... I don't know why it's called Little Green Men. They're not green. They have a festival every year, still, to this day. They have, in Kelly, Kentucky, they have the fucking Little Green Men Days.
Interesting.
I
There was
want
one
to go
reporter
to.
who just went wild, I think.
Yeah. They're aliens, which means little green men, even though they're described as silver.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's people didn't know what a UFO was for so long. They
Yeah.
thought that just the UFO was a synonym for a flying saucer. So people, and even flying saucer, reporting various types of shaped flying saucers. So, I mean, I guess I could see that. They just little green men, or Martian, just being a synonym for any kind of alien.
I do like how their house, their farmhouse, is technically in Kelly, Kentucky, but it's most commonly referred to as the Hopkinsville Goblins because they went to the Hopkinsville cops.
Maybe it is another case of somewhere having a little bit more credibility than small-time Kelly, Kentucky.
I mean, small-time Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Everybody knows Hopkinsville.
I mean, so they make some pretty interesting appearances in pop culture. As I already mentioned, they have the Little Green Men Days festival. In the movie Critters is loosely based on the events of this story.
I do love Critters.
It is a great movie. It's beautiful. The Pokemon Sableye is designed off of these guys. There's a musical I don't remember the name of, but they're like it's.
Does it follow the events of the evening?
I think so.
And it's a musical.
It's like a independently put together musical.
Some
It's
kind
done
of
a little bit of a
off-Broadway.
tour, but it was I wanna hear some of it.
That's so interesting. That somebody
And
would be that moved.
There's also a coloring book page that I want to know what the book is, like the coloring book is.
Oh, yeah, get some help from
I'm gonna
the
post-
community.
I'm gonna post on Twitter the coloring book page because I need more than anything to know where this comes from.
I want to know what else is in that coloring book.
Yeah.
Because I love the idea of making Hopkinsville Goblins fun for the for the kids. Maybe it's from like a local restaurant or something. It's like a menu from a restaurant in the area.
Yeah. There's a Pathfinder monster too, based on it.
Interesting.
Fun. I think it's categorized as a gremlin. Yeah, it's gremlin common Hopkins.
That's right, the Hobkin.
It's a little cute little blue guy, but it's only challenge rating half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not the biggest threat. I guess maybe dangerous in numbers.
But it's showing up a bunch, like little places everywhere, even though it's only happened the one time. Like there's only the one Hopkinsville report.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, well, I guess it just surprised me that something that would only happen one time would be so big. And I was gonna try to say something that's happened a lot or been reported a lot that is not as big, but I actually can't think of anything. So I guess fair play to Hopkinsville Goblin.
I mean, yeah.
I think maybe because it's such a specific description, and I guess it's a case of quality over quantity. With so many other cryptid sightings, you see.
It's also super cute.
It's just a neat design. The idea, the small body, big head is really prevalent in alien lore.
That's why we use it in our logo.
That's true.
It's a cute little dude.
It is a fun guy.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I got on that guy. There's a bunch of YouTube videos if you just look up Hopkinsville Goblin.
There's never been another sighting of it ever.
No,
or another
not that I
reported
could
sighting.
find.
Interesting.
Like anything else that I guess would be it, people will just say is a gray.
I mean, I guess that makes sense as UFO culture sort of more further developed. People would kind of just classify
There's
it
a
that way.
whole string of cryptids that are possibly aliens. Like there's the Flatwoods monster that people think is an alien, and then there's the Dover demon.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I mean, it's such a good explanation potentially for some of these things.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a rating system.
All right.
If we believe it as a thing or not. Like, could be real, definitely is real. And not at all.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like I have to...
Oh, and I'll add another one just for the Hopkinsville, and maybe it'll come up again. I want it to be real.
I feel like that's my rating all the time. I always want it to be real. As skeptical as I always am of these things, the world would just be so much fun if these crazy sort of one-off things happened all the time.
Yeah. It's probably owls, but I want it to be real.
Guardians of Gahul.
Guardians of Gahul.
Oh, man.
Yeah, confirmed. I want it to be real too. I just,
Yeah.
It's labeled, but again, we can't really go with Project Blue Book, but it's labeled a hoax there, and Jerome Clark is against it.
Project Blue Book is just a bunch of lies.
No, I know.
Put out by the Majesty 12.
That's
But we're not going to
another
get
one.
into this on this show because this isn't about aliens until we run out of material.
Impossible.
Majestic
There's
12.
Millions of
No,
cryptids.
Majesty 12. Majestic 12 is for plebs.
All right.
The Majesty 12 is a false... Not getting into this!
I'm trying.
Not a discussion.
Purposely luring you in with my failed descriptions.
Okay, well, if any of you have anything you guys want to add, and by you guys I mean the people sitting next to me or online, you could tweet at us at FeaCre at FEACRE on Twitter and at Featured Creatures on Gmail, like featuredcreatures@gmail.com. I think that's it. Remember, all you need to be a cryptozoologist is to say you're a cryptozoologist.